Welcome to Dynamite Delight. The best way I can say this show, and I'm saying it right now, what this show reminded me of, is Free For All, where anything was going on this show. Now, that's not a bad thing. Having so much going on that leads somewhere is great, but if you do too much of the Free For All, it becomes chaotic, and you don't get anything done. But here, I do believe, with so much going on, it's actually a good thing. First thing, Butcher and the Blade versus FTR. Straight out, straight up, old school smash mouth wrestling. Now, I know a lot of people are not going to like it. As much as people say they love the Revival style of wrestling is not popular 100%. People still love extremely high flying, high impact. They don't like a huge amount of wrestling holds, and they definitely don't like Smash Mouth without high flying. So this is something that's to acquire taste. Both the Butcher and the Blade did the same thing. And I gotta say this, it was not a bad match, but I felt the Butcher and the Blade, who are losers, when they were brought in, they looked strong until they just keep losing. They should have did a good showing and then got their asses whooped very handedly. Seeing them have to struggle a bit, and that's FTR, I don't agree with it. But it was still a good match for what it was. Now, the Bucks came... No, let me say it like this I said Bucks instead of Bucks. When it comes to Nick and Matt Jackson, this has been a question for years. Guys, if you hadn't thought about it, you wonder what the Young Bucks are going to do against maybe when it comes to the Usos, or maybe when it came to American Alpha, or to the Revival. This is what people have been questioning for years. Who would be better? Would it be the Revival or the Bucks? Would it be the Revival versus originally LAX? We got it now. We got these guys here, and now we're going to get questions answered. Whether it'll be exciting for people is going to be the question. I'm just saying. This was a good segment. The Bucks introduced themselves, and then Havoc and Sabian come out and try to beat up on them. So now, we got that kind of dynamic. Question is, where is it going to go? We got the natural... You don't have Allie with the Butcher and the Blade anymore. You see Allie with QT Marshall. And this has been going on for a couple of weeks. And now you have the interview with the Natural Nightmares, now knowing they're going to have a shot at the titles next week. Which I don't get. Because as far as I know, unless they give standings for the natural. Now, I'm botching because I'm being honest here, guys. Why is calm down. QT Marshall and Dustin getting this shot makes no sense. I'm sorry. I know they had their matches a couple of times, but QT Marshall and Dustin, I don't see it. Now, of course, this is for storyline, but if they're going by numbers, wins and losses, I don't see QT Marshall and Dustin, natural. I'm saying national instead of natural. You see how I botch when I get upset. I just don't see it. If you're going to be really going by wins and losses along with storyline, they don't got enough wins. And then when you see... Brandy made this very, very clear. Why is she here? She should not be here. Why did you give her one of our jackets? It makes no sense. QT said, look, this is my woman now. And Dustin always gives a good showing when he talks. Saying you got to be having your head in the game. The girl's not going to be at ringside when we have our match next week. She's done. Out. I need your head in the game. I need your focus. But it's like in this situation, it feels forced. I'm being honest here. The natural Nightmare does not feel like they belong in this situation. They have not shown them winning a whole bunch of matches on Dynamite. If it has been happening on Dark, they have not mentioned it, and I don't see it. So this doesn't feel right, but I understand there's going to probably be a divide between QT Marshall and Dustin. It'll make some sense. 6-man tag. We had Pride and Power, PP, Hager, versus Best Friends and Cassidy. I gotta be honest here. I'm not a guy who truly likes a high flyer all the time as one of the people I like. You know I love me to Darby Allin. The guy just feels like Mick Foley. He may not to anyone else, but to me he feels like the second coming of Mick Foley. He just does. Then I see Orange Cassidy. I can't really pin down what he is. He's a high flyer who has a gimmick where he's basically a slug. And he just comes off fun, energetic, ridiculously interesting. And I can't really pin down who would be the best person to compare him to. Except for one. And that is the Blue Blazer. In the way he presents himself, at least as a performer, not the character. Blue Blazer sucked, but he still got over to a certain extent. Think of the Blue Blazer as a parody, but think of Orange Cassidy as a parody, having the Blue Blazer's ability, but with a better character. That's the way it feels. It just feels that way. In the end, Best Friends wins, and then you had Chris Jericho, who came in commentary in the beginning of the show, gets mad. He comes out. He whoops the ass of Best Friend along with the rest of the Inner Circle. Then you see Orange Cassidy bloodied. He's in my face. And the thing that gets me that was well done, Orange Cassidy gets his ass whipped by, well, they call them blood oranges. But he basically gets whooped by an orange. That I believe I got that shot. It should be in my face. If it isn't, sorry. That was well done. And seeing the blood from his head look like it went from his ear, they really hyped it up on commentary. I did like it. I want to know how far they're going to go with Orange Cassidy. He is working with Best Friends. He's the best thing about Best Friends. Look, I don't hate Trent. I don't hate his partner. But Orange Cassidy's the reason why the entire thing works. I'm sorry. I'm not taking anything away from the guys in Best Friends. I just feel like they do better than him. They're not doing as better as him. I just feel. You can see my anxiety has kind of been messing with me for the last couple of weeks, so I tend to race. And this kind of sucks. But Best Friends is not as good as their friend, Orange Cassidy. Now, the Brit Baker update. Wasn't bad. I liked it. You see her trying to put herself over. You see her dealing with Big Swole. And when she comes back, I have a guess that by Fyter Fest, she will be facing a bit. If it's Fyter Fest, it could be at the pay-per-view. I don't know. But you will be seeing them face one another in the ring eventually. And these both of them will have something to do. Darby Allin had a video package. And it was with... They're in my face. I don't know if I got a bit of Tony Hawk in that shot. But you got freaking Tony Hawk, the master of skateboarding from my time period. Guys, look. I was born in 71. Tony might be a bit younger than me. He is, or a little older than me. I don't remember how old he is. He's either 50 or just a little before 50. I'm nearing 49. He's around my age bracket. He was born in the 70s, early 80s. The guy is a god when it comes to skateboarding. And they got him on here. Yes, of course, they had to pay him. Or maybe he might have done because he likes wrestling. I don't know. But he was there and helping Darby Allin get over, which I found to be very well. Darby Allin made it very clear he still can't wrestle. But by playing into Darby Allin's ability to film, remember, the majority of these videos, he's making himself. He has a major in film production. So it really, this is the thing that gets me when it comes to Darby Allin. If, let's say, wrestling doesn't work out for him, let's say he never really gets very far, or he gets injured and he can't really wrestle anymore, he can go straight into film. He can do film for wrestling. His style is better than WWE style. I'm saying it right now. He just has a very keen eye. And it works. I like it. That's just me, you guys. Tell me below. We now have MJF dealing with a Billy Gunn and the Gun Club. And let's make it clear. MJF has made it very clear. He's pretty pissed off that no one's given the opportunity. Why did a Jungle Boy get the opportunity before him? Because he has not been beaten. He's right. Now Billy Gunn is going to be dealing with him. Or he's going to be dealing with Warlow. My guess he'll be Billy Gunn dealing with MJF, I believe. Even if it's Warlow, this is going to help MJF build up. And I do believe maybe by the end of the year, he will be getting a shot at that title. I don't think it'll be the TNT title. I mean, not the TNT title. Well, I'd rather see him go into the world title. But the best option will be the TNT title. Because Cody is having that title right now. It makes sense for him to go after Cody, not Jon Moxley. Well, that leads us in Jon Moxley and their outdoor segment, which I felt was shot very well. Better than what the WWE does. And I hate doing the comparison, but I got to. The way WWE has been doing them film productions, the film production sucks. If anybody likes it, more power to you. But for me personally, what they've been doing for NXT, for Raw, for SmackDown, the camera work has been crap. So I see, and I gotta admit, Impact Wrestling has not been doing it very well either, most of the time. They are better than WWE, but AEW's been doing it better. So when you see Moxley say, look, I am sick and tired of Taz running his damn mouth. Do you think he's getting under my skin? Well, guess what he is. Come out here, I want to deal with your ass, so guess what? Got Taz coming out. He's saying, you better not start nothing. It's going to get finished, pretty much. And it got finished because Brian Cage snuck up behind a Moxley, whooped his ass, and then threw him into a car. And it had to be Taz to calm him down and say, do not destroy him. Wait until the match. Don't let it happen. Good. This is a good thing. It's a good thing that Taz is the one that's keeping him under control. It makes sense that Taz has to be the voice of reason. Now, an interesting thing. Guevara versus the boom, boom, boom in a... I'm going to give it to you like this. Seeing that Colt Cabana had his match with Sammy Guevara. Good match. I actually enjoyed the match. I wish it wasn't in picture-in-picture, but it was. It was a very good match. Colt helped Guevara to get over even more. Colt lost the match to Guevara. Colt was approached by Dark Order with Evil Uno. Finally, Evil Uno is back. That's the person in the entire Dark Order next to Brody Lee that means the most. I know his partner's a good guy, but I really believe Evil Uno is the face of the Dark Order. Without him, it really felt like you had the Brody Lee, which was great, but he wasn't one who started it. It was Evil Uno. So you needed him there. So now he is there. Yes, he's in the back. That's no problem. But then Colt Cabana gets sick of the situation and he goes into the Dark Order locker room. Now the question's going to be, how are they going to build this? Boom Boom Cabana really becoming a Dark Order thug? It's going to be a question. We got a video package from Joey I'm surprised I'm saying this. We got a video package from Joey Janela with Sonny Kiss. At first, they talk about Joey Janela. I think the reason I'm botching here, next to my anxiety the last couple of days, has been really messing with me, so my words are actually kind of blending. You see how my anxiety is. Seeing Joey Janela for months really not meaning anything, and I still say that he's not a hardcore wrestler. He is an HBK wrestler. He is a Shawn Michaels wannabe, and he could probably pull it off, but they have not booked him like that. He has not performed like that. Now you got Sonny Kiss, a guy that we've never seen on Dynamite at all, except in the crowd. And now we're going to have Sonny Kiss working with Joey Janela. The question's going to be, how is Joey Janela going to be spotlighted? Is Sonny Kiss going to be his manager? Which I believe will be the wisest thing to do. Honestly. I'm not saying Sonny can't wrestle. I've only seen him a couple of times. But the key of this is that Joey Janela needs something. He needs a manager. You can still have Sonny Kiss wrestle periodically. No problem. Let's just hope they know how to book it. Finally, Cody versus Mark Quinn. We got a good match out of Mark Quinn. We got a good match out of Cody Rhodes. Mark Quinn hammed up his ankle, hurting his leg. He did a good job at it. Trying to struggle with pain, trying to get it done. I'm not saying it was perfect, but he did a good job. Cody beats his ass with a submission on his left leg. I almost said right. His left leg. It's in my face. Here's the thing. No problem. They showed respect. You would think it's over, but there's 5 minutes left. You got Hager coming out. He attacks Art. He attacks Cody. And then you got Pride and Power, Hager, Guevara come out, whooping everybody's ass. You got Private Party coming out with Hardy helping out. The refs come out. And in the end, Hager is going to have a match at Fyter Fest against Cody for the TNT title. No problem. I'm okay with that. Now the question's going to be, who is next week for Cody? I don't know. I have no idea who's going to be next. But, honestly, whoever it is, I don't believe it's going to be a bad thing. But I'm going to say this clearly right now. What we got was a free-for-all. All in different directions. Having different storylines. I know I didn't mention the women. I know when it came to Sheeta, Statlander, Nia Rose, and Penelope Forbes. I know I didn't mention it. But it doesn't... The reason I'm not mentioning it, because that doesn't really lead anywhere. The only thing I really liked, Nia Rose did a good move on the top ring rope, nailing both the faces. That was good. The second, seeing, now I'm blanking on her first name, forget her name. I just remembered how to say her name, and then again to in front of the camera and I forget. But essentially, seeing that is fine. But Sheeta still has no freaking personality. Even though the heels won. And it was Penelope Forbes getting on Sheeta. It was not about that. It's just, I know more about Penelope Forbes than about Sheeta, and it just feels empty. But the rest of the show was like a big free-for-all. I just hope they kind of focus a little more better next week. But this is my point of view. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace.